The New York Islanders hold 2017 third round pick Ben Mirageas' NHL rights until August 15th, 2021, which is kind of soon. He will become an unrestricted free agent on that date unless the Islanders sign into an NHL deal or he returns to college for another year. So, what is going to happen? Well, I caught up with him, asked him that very question, and asked him about his 2021 season and what he plans on doing during the summer. Here's our conversation and where he talks about what he's going to do in 21-22. Well, first things first, I would really like for you to help me in pronouncing your last name because I feel like I've been butchering it for years. I don't really want to hear it from you to make sure that I do it right.
Well, you're not the only one. It's Mer, just. A
Mirageas.
lot of people get the last part wrong, but it's pronounced like a J, not so much a G.
That's where the hookup was for me. Like
If
it
that
was
makes sense.
absolutely. It was all kinds of like hard G's and soft G's for me, and I'm like, I'm butchering this for sure. So I'm glad you set the record straight there. So then first real hockey question then. Last year was your fourth season with Providence. It went pretty well, right? 12 points in 25 games. You know, you average that out over the year. You're looking at a 20-point year for you. Is there any reason for that bounce back? Like, what happened to have kind of like return to form for you?
Yeah, I think I just was able to gain a lot more confidence last year. Um, a lot similar to the confidence I had my freshman year. You know, not to say that I think my freshman year was any better or worse. I actually think my senior year was the best year I had over the course of my career. And, you know, that's not just because of the production, you know, but I like to look at plus minus and, you know, really all parts of the hockey game, all three zones. And that's really where I think I made the most impact this year. Maybe not in the most flashy ways, but, you know, just in terms of being solid and as well as putting up points when I need to.
Yeah, I think Islanders fans can appreciate that, right? We've got two guys in Pollock and Pelech on the back end who don't necessarily put up points, right? But they're very solid at both ends or all three zones, like you put it. So like the points, not that they don't matter, but we understand that there's more to it than just the points. So it's really
Sure.
refreshing to hear that from a player as well, saying like, yeah, I put up the points, but like for me, the growth was on in all aspects of the game. But
Definitely. And I mean, I think that's what it really takes to get to the next level, you know, to get to being a pro. You know, you really need to round out your game and really be productive from all parts of the game.
absolutely, we saw that again on Islanders. I'm very looking for through this through blue and orange glasses there. But when we look at Oliver Wahlstrom, for example, the points were always there, but he had to go back to, let's say, the AHL to kind of learn the other side of the game. So for you to get kind of a leg up on that before even hitting pros is obviously an advantage.
Right. And I
So
think that's what ultimately taking another year at Providence. And I mean, I'm sure you want to get into that, but um, that's just one other reason of, you know, my decision to go back to school just to further develop my game and, um, you know, why not play another year of college hockey?
that was absolutely you guessed right. Obviously, one of the questions was what's going to happen there, because the Islanders hold your NHL rights until August 15th this year. But if you're returning for another year, that extends on until you graduate, the August 15th of your graduation year. So you are returning for a fifth year to Providence then.
Correct.
Okay. So the goal for returning 5 years is not just kind of like, well, I'll get another year of college hockey, another kick at the can, but it's also just you will, but you're hoping to learn something as well, or to develop even further, right? Build off of what you did last year.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, I think being a fifth year, I won't have, you know, I won't be spending as much time in the classroom and it'll be more of a, you know, professional lifestyle. Um, so I think that's going to be really beneficial.
I can only imagine, right? Like the year should be a full year as well. Like you guys haven't had that for 2 years now. So that in and of itself will be a blessing. And then, like you said, you'll be able to focus strictly on the hockey, right? Like wake up, it's hockey. Yes, there'll be some classes, but like you said, it's not going to be full-time studies and full-time hockey. Um, so
Absolutely, yeah. It's gonna be like juniors again.
love it. That's going to be incredible. Do you know what your role might be going forward next year? Has the coaching staff kind of told you we expect you to be in our top four, if not our top pair guy next year?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think I expect that of myself. I think over the course of 4 years, I've defined my role, and I've proven what I can do, and I've proven that the coaches are able to put trust in me, and rely on me in every situation on the ice. But as long as I have a good summer, and a good preseason, which I expect I will, then I expect to be right up there in the top pairings, logging some minutes.
I bet. So was that kind of where you were playing last year? From the games I watched, I don't have access to ice time. It seemed like you were playing in the top four anyways. Um, is that kind of where you were last year? Now you're just going to be trusted even more in 21-22?
Yeah, you could put it that way. I think I had a great role this year, like you said, top four. Um, and my only hope is to just continue growing as a player. I can't really decide, where I am in the lineup, or coaches' decisions. I can only control, what I eat and how hard I work. And if I do all those things, then hopefully it pays off, and I expect to be rewarded.
So I want to get to last year a little bit more. Just kind of there was this a part of the year last year in early January where and I'm going to focus on production because that's mainly what I've got to go on in terms of analytics or stats for your season. But when you look
Sure.
at that, you've got the beginning of January, you put up 6 points in 3 games. What happened there? Like I think it was the third or the second, sixth, and 8th of January. Just points, points, points. What happened there in that, if you can remember that specific time of the year?
I do, yeah. I think that was the BU series that we had. Specifically, I remember that weekend I had 4 points, I believe. But and actually the one goal I scored last year was that weekend as well. But you could say it's puck luck. You could say it's a little burst of confidence. Trying to find open seams to the net and being creative. But um, I really just think it so happened to be that weekend that the puck's on the back of the net for me. And yeah, I think most of the assists were secondary assists, so nothing real flashy. But yeah,
It's kind of like what Barry Trotz says, right? When you put in the work, you get rewarded, and that's kind of what happened, is what you're saying. Like I worked hard enough, and the points came. Like that's what happens when you work hard.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't really step on the ice expecting myself to score a goal or to get an assist. But if I take care of all the things I need to take care of, then the points are just extra benefits.
Yeah, you've done your job, and if you get points, that's icing on the cake type of thing.
Right.
So as an Islanders prospect, I like to ask them all, and I'm sure the answer will be the same. When it comes to the Islanders themselves, do they contact you throughout the year just to kind of check in, drop a line, say like, "How you doing?" Or is it more of they just check in once during the year and then they just see like, "How you doing? Okay, good. See you next year," type of thing?
Yeah, they're pretty good about it. They check in here and there. They've actually visited Providence a few times, and just to see how I'm doing face to face. But, they check in here and there. I think, I spoke to them last week. Um, and it's just a quick checkup. They're great. They, I think they really loved my season last year. And, they're really looking forward to how I continue to develop.
So does it ever come into play where you're going, I play for Providence and I'm under the Islander system, and Lou Lamoriello is the GM of the Islanders and his legendary status with Providence? Does that ever factor in at all? Does that come into the back of your mind?
Just about every time the name Lou Lamoriello is mentioned, yeah, of course. He's a legend at Providence. And, I think it's really interesting that he's a part of the Islanders and he's done such a great job so far.
Absolutely. So on the summer then, so you've got a couple of months still to go. What's the plan for you during the summer? Do you plan to focus on anything with your off-season training? Is it kind of like, I really want to work on my skating? Is it, I want to work on my positioning type of thing? Do you have a set goal, or is it just, I'm going to try to get stronger, faster, and that's about it? And even then, that's about it doesn't sound fair. Like, that's still quite a lot.
Sure. Yeah, for me, I think it's just getting stronger and putting on as much muscle mass and really mass in general as I can. I think I've always been on the lighter side, which has really helped me with being dynamic and, my skating. But, I think moving forward, I think I'll need to put on, a lot more weight to be able to handle, some of these professional guys. So for me, it's not so much skating and stick handling, but, just getting bigger and stronger.
Yeah, that makes a lot. That tracks. A lot of the prospects, I say, it's kind of the de facto thing. Like, they might have a little, oh, I want to work on my shot, or when I go to the net, I want to make sure I don't skate past it. But the first and foremost answer is getting stronger and fit for taking on pros.
Right.
For next year, so you guys finished tied for fourth, Providence did, with Connecticut in the Hockey East. This is going to be my last one for you. What do you hope happens for you guys next year? What do you think might be the goal for the program? Is it finish at the top of the Hockey East and then make a run in the playoffs? Hopefully, make a run to the Frozen Four. What do you think that the goal is going into 21-22 for Providence?
Absolutely. Hockey championship, Frozen Four run. We have really high expectations of the program, and that's one of the reasons that I'm going back is, because I know it's possible for the group we have next year, to pull it off. And I have all the faith in the world that the guys can do it, and I'm really looking forward to it.
That sounds great, man. I look forward to it. I'll let you go here. Enjoy the rest of your Friday going into Saturday and your July 4th long weekend, I guess. So thank you for
Same
taking
to
the
you.
time, Ben. Oh, you're welcome. I was Canada Day was yesterday, so like it was fireworks are still going off every 2 seconds here. It's incredible. But rest up, and I look forward to next year.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Ben.
All right.
All right, bye
Take
now.
care.